Hi, I'm Kai, the Director of Marketing Communications with the School of Positive Psychology, also known as TSPP. We provide positive psychology, psychotherapy, and child psychology courses to adult learners. We have worked with other digital marketing agencies previously, but I think we found that they got a bit complacent. We were not having very good quality leads for our digital campaigns, and the cost per lead was also quite high. So when you add everything out together, the cost per conversion was not the best, and we wanted something a bit more dynamic, especially with the changing pandemic situation during that time. Hence, that's when we started a search for a new digital agency. The IceCube team, which consists of Tai Wei and Zahida, were quite prompt in any queries or issues we face, especially in the day-to-day, so that is actually very appreciated. In terms of business goals, they do offer suggestions, especially since at times the conversion rates for our leads is not the best. That being said, for us, such digital marketing is actually more awareness driven, but they still offer a lot of conversion tips. So one example of an advice which really made us thought a bit differently had to do with when we are targeting overseas prospects, and they suggested that, hey, you know, in countries like Philippines, in countries like Taiwan, they don't actually use the same platform for communication like we do in Singapore. Singapore, we prefer WhatsApp, but in Philippines, they prefer Viber, and in Taiwan, they prefer Line. So they give the option of that in the contact form. When there's a bit of ad fatigue, they do come out with suggestions in terms of what can we use in terms of creatives. They are quite helpful in terms of trying to alter the copywriting to make it relevant to the audience, and also in terms of coming up with solutions visually, which is a bit less painful, so to speak, for a small team, because as most SME are facing, you're either one-man show or you're just a very small team running a lot of marketing, including digital marketing. So trying to come up with creatives is always a bit of a challenge. In general, I think IceCube has been quite a good partner, and they do try to innovate and they try to give us an early mover advantage for their new systems. For example, your new CRM system, which I believe we are going to trial quite soon. So there's a lot of synergies there. At the end of the day, as long as you're comfortable with an agency, you know, there isn't much need to change, because there is also, opportunity cost every time you change an agency in terms of onboarding and all that. So that is something to take into account, not just the physical cost we are paying every month. For small companies, you tend to think that agency is not important because you're like, hey, I can do it in-house, right? But what you don't factor in is the sheer time needed to come up with multiple copies, multiple visuals, to tweak the audience and to monitor the spend. And that is why working with an agency like IceCube is very helpful, because it frees you up 1 to 2 manpower. I would recommend IceCube to other businesses, especially SMEs, because you do understand the need, and also you're very good at optimizing how the money is spent.